What's up, Blood? How you doing? You get to open any Phantasmal this week? What's up, anybody coming in? How y'all doing? How's your weekend? Two packs. I hear you. Yep. I've only got to open up five. We're gonna open up two booster bundles here shortly. Gonna give a chance for people to come in. If not, we'll rip it. Expect to not get nothing, but if we do, as long as it's not Charizard SIR, it'll go out to you guys or Wigglytuff. Or it may just go out to you. You may be the only person here. We may rip this shit and call it a day. By the way, I appreciate you, Blood, on supporting the videos and commenting and liking. It helps out a lot. By the way, if you guys hear any weird sounds today, I got turkey and a chicken on my deck. So yeah, man. I mean, I've been trying. I've been trying to. Um, there's stuff to talk about. Yeah, turkey, white turkey. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff talking about. Obviously, we have the new sets, new information. Trying to make videos on them, and then I don't remember what all I've come out with this week. No, it's a girl. So yeah, I don't know what this upcoming week is going to look like video wise. Obviously, we'll have at some point, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll have cards revealed, the whole set revealed. So I'll make a video on that. Maybe a little bit of a slower week. We'll see. I always say that, and then I make the videos, but uh, the views haven't been great. I've noticed. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what's happening, but it's like after a day or two, the views drop off. So may just need to take a week break and I don't know, come up with different ideas or I don't know. What have you been thinking about the videos? Yeah. Yeah, honestly it's I switched I think what a big part of it is I switched my I switched like what was it called? I switched the group for videos. Um, so instead, I had it on gaming, and instead of being on gaming, I switched it to something else. And so I think obviously that messed with the algorithm some, but I also think it hurt the views. So, but like yesterday or Was it today? The video dropped today. You like the news updates, like sets and stuff like that? Because I actually thought the video I did um, this morning, whatever time it dropped, I thought it was a good video, and it's not really performing too well, which I don't know. People might be over it. So yes, yeah, there's going to be some Black Friday craziness. Are you going after? I know you said you wanted some Sword and Shield, right? But you only have like limited money. I was gonna make a video about it. I'm not gonna make a video about it. If I think a lot of people have already talked about it. I think if you're gonna get anything, get Sword and Shield or early Scarlet and Violet. But I think it's better to get some Sword and Shield sets, before Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's yeah. It was supposed to be 20. Now it's 25. Which I mean, you're still getting a good deal. I think it's 8 packs. 8 packs for $25. So, and I think, let me see. I'm pretty sure it's like Surging Sparks, Journey Together. Let's see. If you want to flip them, people are flipping them for 34 for the Snorlax. So it looks like two Destined, two Journey, two Surging, and two Twilight is for the Snorlax. I know there's a couple different ones. Yeah, no, not bad. Not bad at all. So I'll probably try to get those. Try to get a couple, do opening giveaway. Maybe just send out the packs. Who knows? What's up, Adro? Mr. 19-minute Henry flip flop question. How you doing? But yeah, Blood. I would check out TCG Player because I think it's like 10% of what you buy, up to I think it's 5 grand. You get 10% back. So I was looking at Silver Tempest. Pretty much you get the box for like $400 shipped to your front door, probably with taxes. It's $400 because you get like $40 back. With scalpers. Ah, I know, man. I know. You're good. You're good. I don't. I was just. I don't know if you saw the other video, but I was just like, if I wanted to cause a bunch of drama, I would name all these people. So I don't know. They know who they are, I guess. But I don't think Henry watches the channel anymore. So oh, you're gonna pay scalpers $35 for the box? I think there's gonna be a bunch of them. I've seen some Walmart's already loaded up, and they've got a couple pallets full of those boxes. And then Target, if you have a Target nearby, but you're in California, so I'm sure you do. they'll have I think a Lugia. Can't remember what they have. No, I know, but there are. One thing I'll say is that the other content creator sort of that I've been hinting at that would be that would be a really bad battle. Like that would be a real shitstorm. And honestly, with the way the current market is and how people are, it wouldn't do any good. So I'd prefer to not necessarily just get my ass blasted, especially with the holidays coming around the corner. So if people see it, you'll be too busy with family go scalping. Are you scalping though, or are you just collecting? Yeah, no, for sure. Enjoy Black Friday. It's nice that they don't really do it at midnights anymore. So you can sleep in a little bit. A lot of stuff you can order online too. So I know that Walmart is saying that they're going to run all their Black Friday for a week straight. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities to pick up stuff. The TCG player sale, like I said, you get 10% back on that too. So that's another option. It really just depends on what you're going for. How's your all's week's been though? You guys ready for the short week? And what do you all think about Ascended Heroes? Have you all seen the main set reveal? You talking about the set so far? I think that IR. What is it? Cynthia's Spiritomb. Yeah, I think the Cynthia Spiritomb. I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's not anything nuts, but I definitely think it's a decent IR. We'll really just have to wait and see. But it's so funny how people were talking about selling all their positions of you like it a little bit more than Phantasmal Flames. I don't know what you mean by that, Blood. But yeah, Adro. I know a lot of people were saying that they were like pretty much going to sell off their positions of Phantasmal Flames and other sets to load up on Ascended Heroes. And I just, I don't know. I don't know. It'd be interesting. It'll also be interesting to see what the pull rates are. Oh, you're going for the Mewtwo? Nice. How much is the PSA 8 cheaper than the card raw, or is it more expensive? I would imagine it's cheaper. That's a great card though. That's an absolutely fantastic card. Oh, 550. Okay. Yeah. That was my whole thing with Destin Rivals Mewtwo. If you compare the two, I think the Mewtwo is so much better, and they were like the same price. But there was a lot of people. The argument was you're not going to find a PSA 10 qualifier like you are for the Mewtwo from Destin Rivals, and we're talking about near mint. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're talking about condition of card, not getting a card to try to get a PSA 10. So a lot of people are hating on the booster on the not the booster box, the ETB. A lot of people are saying that it's ugly, same shit, same shit, different set. It's ugly ETB, and then next thing you know, they're gonna say it's amazing ETB. It's so colorful. No, but nobody knows. We don't know. So all they released blood was uh, the main set. So any of the SIRs or IRs, those are ones we've seen like a week or two ago. All they did was your commons, your uncommons, your basic trainer cards. So like there's an Inte in that set. As far as like a common card, there's a Rayquaza, however you pronounce it. But we won't know until probably, like I said, Tuesday, maybe Monday, Tuesday. And so obviously I'll make a video on it as soon as everything drops, because I'm not going to make a video going, oh, we have these cards revealed. I like, yeah. I mean, if you saw the video I did, I like the ETB. I don't care for Dragonite on it, but I like the ETB. I like the color. I think it's definitely going to pop in the stores in your collection, but it's the same shit. People are going to hate on it, and then they're going to get it in person. They'll be like, "Oh, it's a beautiful ETB. It's so colorful." So, but yeah, as soon as all the cards are revealed, I'll make a video going over it. The promo was revealed. It is going to be the Ins Zekrom, is what it's going to be. So that card that got leaked a week ago. So that's what the promo is going to be, which I'm glad for. I don't think that card's that great. So I'm glad to have that in the ETB. And also, I don't know if you guys saw, but the Charizard from the UPC is yeah, no, for sure. But the Charizard from the UPC is going to be in the set too. So the three ultras are going to be, and of course, so that means we have what, there were seven, so four more. So it's going to be the Lucario, the Mega Gardevoir, and then the Charizard from the UPC that people are paying like $80 for. How do you feel about the wave release? Yeah, so I made a video about that, mentioning that the other day. I think it's great. I truly do. Um sorry, I saw somebody comment. I think it's great. I saw a video that Rudy did, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens, because it seems like he says something, and that's kind of what the market then does, because content creators pick up on it. They tell it to their community. It kind of gives like this hope and stuff. Um, but he was saying how February, March, it's going to pick back up. We're going to start taking off again. So we'll have to see about that. But I think it's a great thing. I think it's going to allow. So the first, obviously, the first wave is just on release day is going to be what, the 2-pack blister and the tech sticker collections. I mean, I'm not super excited about that, but I think there's going to be an abundance of that, and then the ETBs are like a month later than that. So I think it's a great thing. I think it's going to. I think it's Pokemon's going to be able to catch up, and there's going to be a lot of product available for people to pick up, instead of going to Walmart and it instantly sells out. You know, that's just my opinion on it, though. And honestly, I don't think it'll be. I don't think Ascended Heroes will be that great of a set. I don't even. I think it'll be a good set. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to be like amazing, and I think it'll help keep the prices down too. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's. Are you talking about for ripping ships, blood, for being under $8? I mean, your two pack. I can't remember what. I don't even remember what Pokemon charges for that. I would imagine like the tech sticker, you're probably looking at like $16. Two pack. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, if you're going to a rip and ship, no, they're especially until we get the ETBs, they're going to be charging probably $10 a pack when it first comes out, as long as demand's there, you know. But I wouldn't stress about. I think there's going to be plenty of product to open. Honestly, yeah. I mean, with you got to think with. I don't know. I don't know. Are you talking about ripping chips or? I just don't know what you mean by $7 a pack. I imagine you're talking about ripping chips. I would just pick up. I would pick up what you can. Just oh, your LGSs. I mean, honestly, the best thing you could do is go to Walmart's or Targets. That's what I would do. I wouldn't even worry about LGSs. Um, even if you have to pay a little bit more for like the stickers that you're gonna throw in your trash, more than likely. Um, I don't know. I would just wait. It'd be really interesting to see what Pokemon does for the next set after that. Are they going? Is it going? You know, because we'll. I think it's April. Yeah, April. The end of April will be when all the product is available for the whole entire Ascended Heroes line. At that point, we should, in theory, be almost on the cusp of getting the next set. So it'd be interesting to see. You know, is this going to push things back farther? So are we not going to get another set April until June, or are we going to get a set in May? You know, so that'll be what I want to see is what is this going to affect everything going further, or is this just like how they did with Prismatic or Shrouded Fable? You know, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a decent amount of people are thinking that we're not going to get the PC ETB pre-orders until December. You you need full financial advice. When do you buy the Phantasmal Charizard? Uh, I mean, what is your financial situation, or do you have product that you can trade into it? From I would say that I can definitely see that card being like $300. I think it could be lower than that, but again, there's you know, I believe that we're going to get into a bear market. I believe the bear market is going to be um, rough. So I think there will be opportunities in the next couple of years to pick up that card even less than 300, maybe 200. But you know, it also could be a number on situation too. You know, I just think I think that if you look at Phantasmal Flames, it seems like a lot of people are opening up that set and getting that card. Um, and so you know, like Obsidian Flames Charizard, even though I don't think that they're necessarily comparable, that card was $50, 40, $50, and just recently started blowing up. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on taking a gamble. at the end of the day. But I say if you got $500 and you just want to have that card, it's let me see. I can't wait to get a computer so we can just pull this up. Let me see what it's going for. I think it's going for, what was it? I think it's 500. Um, okay, so right now, I mean, obviously it's down. That's not a surprise. From a good seller, you're looking at 639. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I could see that card for sure being a $300 card, $400 card. I don't expect it to just keep going up because there are a ton of people pulling it. Let's see. There's 47 listings on TCG Player. I don't even know how many's on eBay. So, people are still waiting for that product. So, yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see the Charizard long term. I could see it being, 1,000. It's a very nice card. It's a very nice card. I just think that pull wise, yeah, yeah, no problem. I just think pull wise, I think a lot of people are pulling it. I don't think it's that rare of a card. Like you gotta look at the Umbreon. Umbreon's 1,100, $1,200 right now. But to get, I think you have to think about it this way: to get a specific SIR. Let me see what I know that to get a specific SIR from Phantasmal Flames, it's like 1 out of 360. And prismatic, let me see what prismatic is. I think it's like over 1,200. So you have to take that into consideration. You could pull, in theory, 3 Charizards to 1 Umbreon. Yeah. So to get the Umbreon is 1 in 2,048 packs. And like I said, I think Phantasmal Flames is 1 out of 360 or something like that. No, you did not tell me you found a gold Lucario in the trash. Was it beat all to hell? Yeah, like I've got all my product came in today from Pokemon, except for the UPC. I've had it for like a week. And the booster box looks okay, besides a couple of the Pokeballs. Oh, nice. That's awesome. What are you going to do with it? Some of the Pokeballs are kind of a little bit scratched up, and there's a corner net, like a corner ding on the box. And I'm thinking about opening it up. And I was thinking about opening up tonight, but I would like to get a minty box to replace that box before I open it. You know what I'm saying? Because the last thing I want to do, yeah, yeah, Thomas, for sure, for sure. I think that, like I said, I think the Charizard will do very good long term. It's just right now you have to, in my opinion, you have to look at the pull rates. So, and if it's 2,000, you could pull roughly what, six of them, 6 Charizards for the same amount of packs. Um, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I may say fuck it. I may open up the booster box because realistically, you have a 50-50 shot at pulling a SIR. So somebody didn't even see that they had a gold card and they just threw it away. That's crazy. What are you gonna do with it? Oh, you opened your booster box, Thomas? That's crazy. That's that's nuts. I think that card's like still 400 bucks. Almost. I think it's 400 or 500 bucks. I know the Gardevoir is less desirable. It's like 300 and something. That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Yeah, I really want that. I really want that Charizard. I, I hope to pull it, but if not, I'll buy it at some point. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Is like I want to open up the box because there are some other SIRs that I like, but at the same time, I just would like to have another box to replace that box. So, but I mean, I think at some point the boxes will be fairly reasonably priced. I can see them being like 180 at some point, and they may not. They may not, but yeah. So if you've never graded, um, I mean, obviously, I don't know. I would take a look at it, make sure the corners look good. You know, there's grading tools you can get on Amazon. There's also, you can take a picture and have Chat GBT look at it. And I've seen some people do that for views, or not for views, but for content. And it's like, oh, this card will come back at 10. They send it off and it comes back at 10. But you also have to understand PSA could screw you. So even if it is a 10, they could give it a 9. Or if it's a 9, they could give it a 10. You just don't know. And also be ready for that upcharge just in case they decide to do that. I don't know what the gold cards are going for right now. I think they're probably, or just pay a higher tier, because right now you're going to wait a long time. Yeah, yeah, that's my opinion. I don't think, like I said, I'm in the minority because I like the Sharpedo. I like the Dawn card, but I don't. I think the only thing you can compare Obsidian Flames and this set to is it, the primary chase is the Charizard. But even then, if you look at the Charizards, it's not even close, in my opinion. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Just take a look at it. Take a look at it, and like I said, there's a couple different things that you can do. You can use AI, and it's free, like ChatGPT, and you know. But if you think like it's left to right or top to bottom, or you see some white in the corners, I wouldn't even bother sending it off, because then it's the same. It's essentially the same value as the raw card, and so if you pay $75 for a PSA for the expedited shipping, then you're out to 75 bucks on top of the shipping cost to them. So realistically, you're out 100, bucks. So unless you just have money to burn, then obviously I'd send it in. Yeah, let me look on PSA. I know PSA just messed with their times, and their prices, I believe, went up. I know tags going up. Let me look and see. So because that card's going for 2 grand, if it was to 10, right, you would have to go with Express, which is $150, but that covers it for $2,500. So that way, if it does 10, and if, in the current market price, if it's going for 2,000, which I'll pull that up and look in a minute, yeah, you're paying 150 bucks plus shipping. You're paying pretty much $200, and that's if you get the 10. Let me see what eBay has. You said it was Lucario, right? Like I said, I cannot wait to get a computer so we can look at all this shit together. Just be patient. We shouldn't be too much longer. Let's see what recent. So someone's got it in a PSA 10 for 1,500, 1,100, 1,500, 16. Let's see what the solds are going for. $15, $13, $12, $12. So in that case, so it looks like it's going for around 1,500. Um, then yeah, you would be paying $74.99, and it covers the 1,500. And it's got a 20-day turnaround time. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you found, like I said, if you found in the trash, it's free. Like who gives? Like at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? Like even if you don't grade it, who gives a fuck? If let's say it right now, it's going for 500 and it drops down to $100. Like who cares? Like at that point, the only thing is if you bought it for $500. But finding it for free, yeah, I would hold on to that for sure because it doesn't matter. You're still up. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah, that just shows you, man. That just shows you that people are just ripping packs and they don't know what they're doing. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts, though. Congratulations on that again. All right, so we're gonna open up two booster bundles. Like I said, we will eventually probably do a Phantasmal Flames booster box when I can get a replacement one. Maybe wave two. I've not gotten to open much of this. Obviously, anybody who comes to the lives know the deal. Pretty much, if I don't, if I get the gold Charizard, it's going to one of you guys. I would expect to not get anything, so don't get too excited. The Wigglytuff will be another card that if I pull, that will not be given away because my daughter wants that. Hey, thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend. So I don't really know how we're gonna do this. So, and I assume you guys probably don't care because you guys have already seen openings. This is not the best way to do this. The plan this evening is to bullshit and open up some packs. Not too many packs, just open up. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask them. I'll give you my advice. Dugong. There we go. So Dugong and Moltres. So one of you guys will be getting this. Um, we are doing a giveaway. Um, Typically, what I do for giveaways is I don't just give to random people. So um, you got to kind of support the channel to get giveaways, if that makes sense. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with this giveaway because obviously people that show up to this people that show up to this live, you know, and Blood's already won. He won a 151 booster bundle last week. I'm just gonna probably just rip through this. Just go to the back half. My hands are cold. It's cold. What is that? Reshiram, toxicity. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we open up the booster box? I really want that Charizard, and I can always. No, okay. I can always. We can always go inside, and I can flip the camera. Buy sleeves. I can't find any sleeves right now. People are losing their damn minds. And what is that? EX, what, low punny? Let's see. Okay, so you guys are saying, yeah, okay. Just hold off. Data box. I know that's what I normally do, but like this set, like I said, this set, I like a lot of the cards in this set. So for me personally, it's, you know, I don't mind opening. Let's see, Rob said, I'm semi bro collector too, but you seem like a cool guy and seem pretty honest. I try to be. I try to look at things different. I don't try to hyper shill. I'm not in it to. I mean, if you look at my channel, I don't know if you literally just came across my channel, but I I have nothing to financially gain from anything. My channel's small, um, so I'm not making any money. I'm literally making these videos to try to inform people on whatever, and I try to give information based off what people are telling me they want to see. So people are like, "Oh, I want to see the sets." Then that's what I'll go over. And then sometimes I just go after other content creators. So, but I try to be reasonable. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. So you've been around for a minute. I just haven't seen you like in the comments and stuff like that. So I appreciate you subscribing. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you showing up to the live. It's always nice to talk to new people. Like I said, this is not the best setup, but I like to smoke my cigars, so this is how we're doing it. So you can, yeah, no, welcome. Hope you enjoy it. I try to do one every Friday and Saturday. Yeah, no, 90% of the people that 90% of the people that are on this channel found me because of that. But hope you guys enjoy the channel. Like I said, it is stressful at times, but I try to bring you guys interesting content. Hope you guys enjoy it. And at the end of the day, I want to do giveaways and give back to you guys a lot instead of, like I said, how a lot of people just want the money and they take the money and they buy more product for themselves. So this is gonna be a really shitty giveaway. So hopefully you guys don't mind. I am getting murdered. We've got what, 5 packs? 5 packs left? By the way, Blood, when's your 151 supposed to come in? And what are you gonna do with it? You gonna open it or are you just gonna keep it? I do like the Shark Cadet. Is that what the Shark Cadet? Yeah. Rodom EX. Be nice to get one more IR. Like I said, I got the Toxicity. I gave it away to my boss's kids. I really do like this card though. The Cresselia. Awesome card. I wish they did that with Shrouded Fables Cresselia, with the kind of making it all rainbow looking. Oh, okay. So are you a content creator also? Or I don't know. Like I said, I don't like calling myself a content creator. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Are you so have you put a are you still I don't know, not wanting to do the YouTube? Because I know we keep talking about that every single week. I tell you what, booster bundles, they're rough. The pull rates on them are not the greatest. Two more packs. Let's see what you guys said. Rob. Yeah, no man. Just actually, honestly, just make videos and people are gonna like them. People are gonna hate them. People are gonna say you suck or that you're awesome. Just keep on doing what you can. But I'm always down for collabs. I'm not that mean of a person. So you only do sleep packs, Thomas? Yeah, man. You need to get on the YouTube. Like I said, people really like that artsy stuff. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Last pack. Gotcha. Yeah, it's just hard to find packs where I live right now. What software to use? Yeah, I know a bunch of people, Rob, they use CapCut, whether you're on desktop, on phone. So I don't have a computer right now. I'm working on getting a computer, but all of my videos, which I'm not saying that they're like works of art, they're great videos, but I do everything from my phone and I use CapCut. So I think a lot of people use that. So something to look into. Yeah, man, you can absolutely mail them. I would wait until maybe one day I'm a little bit bigger if I ever get bigger because I don't know if you have like an Etsy store or anything like that, but if you do, I could try to help. Nice, there we go. What is this? Ludicolo? Ludicolo? Here we go. So somebody whoever's in here, blood, you lost out because you got the 151. But honestly, I think you'd rather prefer to have the 151 over what was pulled. But we have so Thomas um, and Rob. If either of you want it, cool. Let me know. If you don't want it, then I will do a giveaway some other way. Maybe next week with a live or something like that. Let me know. Obviously, it's not much. I wish it was a SIR Dawn or Sharpedo, but you said yeah. Like I said, and that, and like if Rob doesn't want it, then we'll wait and we'll do something else with it. If he wants it, that's cool. It's not very much, you know, but two IRs and two EXs. Um, but that's how I want to do my giveaways. Is so like there was some people that got a couple some black and white cards that I pulled, and then Blood he got the 151 booster bundle, and so now like they're taken off the list because I'm so small and not a lot of people come to the lives or really support the channel. So it makes it easy for me to go, okay, you won. Now you're taken off the list. We knock people off, and that way everybody gets something. Because I mean, I know I've been in a ton of giveaways, and I'm like, hey, I want to win, and I've never won anything. So that's kind of how I want to do it. Yeah, yeah, that's respectable. Like I said, I know it's not much, but typically it's not how I do it. I don't just normally do it for random people, but I know it's not much. So yeah, we'll just hold on to it and do something with it at some point. But that's a good idea to do like a little giveaway pile. Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, yeah. That, like I said, that's the whole point of it, is people getting to win stuff, and like it's really cool, honestly. What Team Rocket Joey's doing, and I don't know if any of you guys. I know Blood saw the video. I don't know if you guys have seen the video I did this morning today, but originally when me and Team Rocket Joey were beefing, if you want to consider it that, I said how I want to do giveaways for the channel. He's like, giveaways are fake. They're for fake audiences. And now he's doing giveaways, but his giveaways are super cool. Like, no shade to him, and I think it's a great thing to do. I think it's great to give back to the people that support you and make make you a bunch of money. So, yeah, I know. It's funny because I've seen, um, for some reason, I keep losing subscribers, which is fine. But I keep checking on you because I've seen you in Team Rocket Joey's comments, not too long ago, actually. And I was like, I wonder if that dude, because I remember you being like, really appreciate you and all you do, but I still see that you're subscribed. So, well, yeah. I mean, right now though, he's not really on the dark side. He's back to his MSRP art. Yeah, that would be super cool. Yeah, yeah, I'm down. I'm down for it. Like I said, it has nothing to do. Yeah, I'm sure that your zombie cards are amazing. Um, I know people like stuff like that where Pokemon are switched into different forms or whatever. So I think that'd be really cool. It's just I would like to help you out in return. So whether that's getting people to your Instagram or your YouTube or your Etsy store. Yeah, yeah. Nope, that's what I want. I want to try to help out as much as I can. That's what I really hope. I hope that we get to a good bear market where we can see, in an ideal world, what I would like to do is we get into a bear market where you can get cases again for, you know, 700, $800, something like that. And if we can do that and get I get monetized, I can make money. I totally want to do like giveaways of booster boxes, like a whole case, just six different people, or it's not six. What is it? Five? Is it five? Six? It's six booster boxes. Six people each get a booster box. So all I want from this is a computer, which I'm getting anyways. Yeah. So Rob, let me get back to you in just a second. I saw Roxy. Yeah, you might like him now, Roxy. I don't know if you checked out his channel lately, but he's back. Like I said, he's back to that MSRP arc. He's doing giveaways, so he's doing. I think it's a prismatic booster bundle and a Phantasmal Flames ETB. Uh, like for the whole month of December. I think like every week a different person's supposed to win. I have no idea what you're talking about. Inept. So yeah, you said the switchback. Yeah, so I'll tell you what's happening is the views are not what they used to be, and this is not just him. This is everybody. I don't know if you follow Mitch, got to Mitch Amal, but the views just aren't really like pulling it as hard as they were before. Of course, they do extremely well. They both get thousands of views per video. Um, but um, so now they're like doing the giveaways, trying to get people to subscribe, trying to get people to watch the videos, and that's why they're like, you have to come back and turn on notifications so you know when the giveaway goes live. Um, or Mitch is now saying where he wasn't for months. He's saying like, comment, subscribe, help out the channel, stuff like that. So I just think that right now we're, like I said, we're in this slow period, and so a lot of your bigger content creators, or just people in general, they're needing more people to subscribe to keep their views up, to keep the money coming in. Um, oh, all right, Inept. Yeah, sorry we went a little bit late with the live than normal, but it's good to see you. Hopefully you get some sleep. I know it's hard for you to sleep, so I hope you get some sleep. And I'll see you. I'll see you in the comments. Appreciate your support, and I can't wait to see your video. You need to get a video out ASAP, because if none of you have seen Inept's videos, go check out his channel. He doesn't really post like a lot of content, but super crazy collection that he's got. It seems like he's constantly getting a new product. Uh, he's been in the military, so gotta support the troops, 100%. But go check out his channel. Like I said, it's super. His collection is nuts. Yeah. Well, um, like I said, I know he keeps talking about how he thought his career was over because of the whole Destin Rival situation. So I do think that put like a little hurt to his channel and his views. Um, at the end of the day, people are going to say and do whatever they need to do to continue to keep the money train coming in. So if people were pissed off, now he's gonna, like I said, he told me giveaways were bullshit essentially, um, and then now he's doing giveaways. So yeah, Thomas, I agree, man. I I agree. That would, yeah, yeah. But the funny thing is there is, I obviously I haven't said anything about Mitch since that video that I did, right? But there's been multiple comments on that video, after that video, and every single person, oh, did you guys see the turkey? Yeah, yeah, I got a turkey. But the only thing that people said was he's a nice guy, which, yeah, and he has helped them get product on the Pokemon Center, and that's the only reason why they were able to get product. It's like that doesn't, that's not the point. Like, I don't know. You can't win. You can't fucking win. Yeah, Rob. That's, I think that, even, I don't know how you plan on doing your channel. And let me know if you've made any videos. I'll check out your videos. But, you know, just if you don't agree with the way that content creators are making, even if it's myself, call them out, or hint at it, Um, just do you at the end of the day. And then that's all you can do. That's it. But there's so much of the same shit all the time. on this YouTube. You have the investors, you have the MSRP people, you have the people saying don't buy, and then they're buying. But definitely learn CapCut. It's not as crazy or scary um, as people think it is. There's tons of YouTube videos on how to do stuff. Just you'll get the hang of it, but don't go crazy with the editing too, unless you want to. So I don't know, Rob. I don't know. I appreciate that. I don't think people think that I'm. I think, unfortunately, I think that with the video that I did and the videos after that, um, I think people just kind of have a bad taste in their mouth towards me because in the videos where I don't like in the thumbnails where I don't show my face, it's like people will click on them and they get 3 times the views than with my face. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are like, oh, that's the guy that went after Team Rocket Joey and Mitch and Plumber. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Well, I don't know what you use in that, but your video, like I said, I watched your dog one. It was cool how you put the your dog's talking and stuff like that. So I don't know what you're using, but you're doing a good job at it for sure. You're doing better than I do. I literally cut, maybe throw a couple things in, you know. Yeah, Rob, if you're not making videos right now, just make them. Just make them. Like that video that I made um, was pretty much unedited, a couple cuts here and there, and I was just in my car driving. Like there was no fancy lighting, there was none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and people respect it. People respect. I think people like it too. Like they like not this show that goes on. No, yeah, Inept. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan. I wish you would make more content. I wish you would make more content, and I would love that. And I think there's so many other people that would love your content. Um, would love seeing because you're like I said, you're constantly buying stuff. You have an awesome collection. People just want to see stuff like that. So I think you have a real great opportunity if you're serious about YouTube. I think you could be. I think you could blow up very quick if you just get more comfortable and, and honestly just say fuck it. Because I mean, people are assholes on YouTube and on the internet in general. But you've been in the military, so they can't be any worse than what you dealt with while you were in the military, at least in boot camp. What do you mean, Thomas? You don't get vibes from Plumber? I mean, Joey is pretty big. I mean, he's got what 14,000 subscribers. So obviously he's not like one of these huge dogs, but I don't think I think it's very hard to get like your real breaking Nates or your Pokerevs or your CTRs, or super duper Danny stuff like that. Like it's just hard to get those right now, or in general, like those. It's just like with video games. If you were making video game content 5 years ago, it was super. It was easy to get all the views and subscribers because people weren't posting. Now you got so many people doing it, so many people different opinions. So I feel personally like that 14,000 subscribers is pretty decent size. For sure. Lots. So let's see. Um, Thomas, you said that you think he's sleazy. Yeah. I don't. I think for me with him, I think that he is just so out of touch because he's got what hundreds of thousands of dollars in Pokemon. So for him, it's like inexpensive card is anything like 1,000 and below, or even 2,000 and below, So I just think with him, he's out of touch and he's got the backing of really big YouTubers, so he can't go wrong, and he gets really good views on his videos. So that cigar is serious. It's just a normal cigar. So I mean, it's a bigger one. It's not like a tiny one, but yeah. So Rob, with you with live streaming videos, like I think that they're so important, and I just don't understand these bigger content creators, why they don't do lives. They or if they do lives, there's a certain reason they're doing the lives. Like they're not just wanting to talk to their community and just get to know people. And I think it's very important to just spend that time to. So like I what I want for my channel is I want for the people that support the channel and come around and stuff, like I want to know, like I want you to feel like I care for you, like that's what I want, and no matter what size I am. So that's my goal at the end of the day. Let's see. Yeah, just keep going, man. Just keep posting. Yeah, blood. I know you like economics. I'm just gonna say I just think, again, with that's what in my video the video I just did, it was you can make anything fit your narrative though. Yeah, yeah. People, it, there's greed is running rampant in this community or the hobby, whatever you want to call it, however you look at it. I say community, but now I'm starting to look at it. It's not a community. It's a hobby. People have their communities, right? So people that support my channel, they're my community. But outside of that, like fuck them all is how I feel. Like it's a hobby, if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Um, it is 1:15. It's 12:15 my time. So it just depends. Like I said, I typically try to go live on Fridays and Saturdays. Um, I may go 2 hours, 3 hours. It just depends on who's watching, um, how the conversations are going. So yeah, Roxy, I've seen it, and you've been doing a great job too. I appreciate you. Like you've been coming on the videos and commenting, and I don't know if you like, but I assume you do because uh, I think you were the only person that commented, and I think you left a like too. So I appreciate you've been super supportive. You've been showing up to the lives. I don't know what time you like. What was it last week? You said that you woke up, so I don't know. Like I don't know if this time works for you or if it doesn't. But yeah, no, Thomas, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that. Like I'm not in this to make friends with other content creators, and I never understood that until like occasionally Mimic Brew will pop up in the lives. He hasn't been around the last week or two, but like I thought him and Team Rocket Joe didn't like each other. They talk to each other. Um, like obviously it'd be great to have a couple people in the YouTube space that I could be friendly with, but unfortunately, yeah, there's just a lot of snakes, and so I will. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I just have to be smarter about it. Yeah, Rob. Unfortunately, that's that's what YouTube wants, man. Like if in the video I just posted today, um, if I named the people and I put their YouTube thumbnails and stuff like that, like it probably would have blown up again, you know. But it's like that's not what I want it to be about. I don't want it to be like communities going after each other and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I want people to hear what I have to say and make them think. You know, so if I say something and they're like, he might be talking about this person, and they watch that person, that's what I want is for it to open up their eyes a little, which it's not really going to happen, but people watch it, so that's okay. Got you, Roxy. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you supporting the channel. And Roxy, I don't know. If not, we're going to do a giveaway pile. But you missed, so we did the little booster bundle opening, which was terrible because this is not a great camera experience. But we got the Dugong, the Ludicolo, and a Rotom EX, and the Mega Little Bunny. If you want it, let me know. If you don't, we're just going to save it for a different giveaway. Um, I may open up a booster box here in the next month or so of Phantasmal Flames because my booster box kind of got wrecked. So there may be more chances. You just let me know. Rob, I live in Kentucky. So when people say that I'm stupid, I guess they're right. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, blood with the whole community thing though is it's everybody's in like their own little cliques and groups, and they if you try to step on one of them, then you have to fight all of them. So that's the only thing. It's not really fair. Yeah, Brew seems like a really cool dude. Um, I like his videos. I like the way he does his content. The last time he was in the live, um, I told him I hope to one day be as big as he is, and to be able to talk the way he talks because sometimes it's hard for me to word things probably the smartest way. So, but he can just like talk and say what he needs to say. Yeah, yeah, Rob. That's what I want my channel to be for sure. Okay, no problem. I just like I said I know it's not much, but yeah, I said it was going to be a giveaway, so I want to keep my word on that. But we will hold on to that, and then hopefully I can get another booster box at MSRP, and then we'll just rip the other one open. So of course I'll let you guys know. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of. I, like I said, I think Phantasmal Flames is not that bad of a set. I think it's an extremely small set, um, but I don't think it's that bad of a set. There's a couple cards, IRs and SIRs that I personally want myself. So I definitely want to open up more of it if I can. You know, if I can find it, if more becomes available. But I think that I personally like the black booster boxes. I'm kind of like a emo rocker person, so black looks cool. I also like the way they did the logo on it. But yeah, the UPC, the SP or the UPC and the ETBs, they look awesome. They did a really good job with them. I just I don't have a place to display it right now. So like I don't have a display shelves or and in my videos I bounce around so much. So I might be in a car, in a van, I might be downstairs, I might be in my living room, I may be on my deck. So I don't really have like a setup spot right now. Yeah, we will at some point. I don't know when, Like I said, hopefully in a month or two when we get the second wave, I'll try to keep an eye on Danny Phantom because that's where I have the best luck. But I will be opening up a booster box. Like I said, I am very tempted to open up a booster box. Um, and I'm bipolar, so I may be like, okay, I shouldn't, and then I may just rip one open. You might see it in the video. I have no idea. Yeah, we were actually. I can't remember. There was another person. I don't know if you were in at this point, but we were talking at the beginning of the live about Ascended Heroes, and they were asking my opinion on like the wave releases. I think that we're gonna see a shit ton of product for sure. Like of that set, of other sets, of some of Scarlet and Violet, of Phantasmal Flames, stuff like that. So I know at some point I'll be able to get that Charizard by myself by pulling it. Yeah, I honestly I'm a big UPC fan, like UPC SPC fan, blood. But I think I'm just gonna pick up the promo. I think the promo is gonna be $40, so I don't have to deal with it. And if I miss out on it, it's okay. Like the it looks cool, but I don't think the packs are that like strong. You know, I'm not paying $150 for that, or 160, or $200. Like, there's no way. Like, yeah, the box looks cool, but no, like I'm not paying $200 for the Charizard UPC. So, but I think you'll be able to get it at a better price at some point. Yeah, I uh, I got mine from the Pokemon Center, and they stuck it all in one box. And like I said, everything else came in great condition, and the box isn't um the booster box is not super beat up. It's just like the Pokeballs on the film. Some of them are kind of like scratched, and then the bottom of the booster box has a little bit of a like a dent into it. Um, but I could have gotten another one. I just didn't, and so I'm just going to wait it out. Like I said, I think there's going to be opportunities to pick it up at a good price. But I did get two boxes of um, ME1. Yeah, I mean the Moltres box looks amazing. Like the presentation. I don't know if you've seen openings of it, but the presentation of it looks awesome. The UPC itself looks awesome, but it's just like I can definitely see them selling that box for $200. And then again, 150 is just not worth it, in my opinion. So the only thing I care for is that Moltres promo. Yeah, yeah. All my LGSs suck, so they either sell them right away or like they. Right now is just a weird time to trade. So, and I had to sell off a bunch of my cards. That's why I'm gonna next year, 2026. I'm gonna be doing collecting certain SIRs from Scarlet and Violet and IRs and stuff like that. If you open 2 to 5 booster boxes, yeah, I mean, if you open up you could probably open like 2 cases and probably get it. The only thing would be the gold Charizard because it's like one out of 1,200 packs. But there's also been people that have gotten in one booster box they've gotten both Charizards, so they've gotten the SIR and the gold Charizard at the same time. Yeah, I need to look on eBay and see what they're going on for eBay. I think they're going for like $200 on eBay too. So we'll see. With it being a GameStop exclusive, does that mean that they're going to have a bunch of them? And are people going to be willing to pay 150 bucks for it or 200 bucks for it? Like, I don't know. Like, I've seen with the Charizard UPC, they were selling it for $200, and there in some of the stores, not all the stores, but some of them, there were a decent amount of the UPCs still sitting there for Phantasmal Flames. So yeah, yeah, exactly, Thomas. That's I've seen many people, not many people, but a decent amount of people getting both of them in a box, which is nuts. But it makes you want to open up your box too, you know? Like what if like how cool would that be? I haven't gotten a good hit in a very long time, so I'm like due at this point. Yeah, yeah. My actually both of my mega boxes, which of course one I got from Danny Phantom, but the one from Pokemon Center, like everything came in great condition, like tight wraps on everything. Um, and this time it's a little loose on the edges, so like in the middle of that booster box. But it's just like I said, I think it got squeezed a little too hard, so there's a little dent. So it's you know, but it's okay. Like I said, yeah, yeah. The only reason, like I said, I'm contemplating opening it is because realistically, you have a 50-50 shot, technically speaking. You can I don't know if you know this, Blood, but you can heat up your wrap on your boxes and make it tight. It doesn't make it look like super tight, but you can make it where it definitely tightens it up a lot. It You just take like a hair dryer or one of those heat guns. You take a heat gun to it, obviously keep it a little bit farther away, you know. But yeah, you just go with the wrap and it tightens it up, it heats it up and it tightens it back up. Oh, a ton of people do that. Sorry, Rob, I'm trying to see what you said. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I which Pokemon Center they were selling their UPCs for 120. Um, yeah, but even then, like that Charizard card, it's going for what like 80 bucks, or it was going for like 100 bucks before pre-release. Like it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And now it's going to be in Ascended Heroes. So like like that's just it's not going to be 100 bucks then or 80 bucks then. I don't know. People are just making really dumb decisions right now. But you're right. And no one's going to tell their kid no for Christmas. At least most people aren't. So they'll if GameStop wants 200 bucks, and that you can only get it at GameStop, then that's what people are going to do. No, no, no. I'm not talking about buying the shrink wrap. No, I'm not talking about like reselling a box. If you if you get a booster box or anything, mostly it's booster boxes. If you get a booster box and the wrap is loose on it, you don't even have to take a heat gun to it. You can just take like a hair dryer and turn it on high and just blow on it. It blows on it and it makes that wrap and the wrinkles tighten back up. So it's you know some people might think that or some people might say it's like a terrible thing. I don't. People are doing it. So, but yeah, I know people do buy shrink wrap and they re shrink wrap it, but Yeah, Thomas, thanks for coming by. It was good seeing you. Like I said, I haven't seen you in a minute, so appreciate you coming into the live. Hope you have a good one. Let's see. What do you mean stolen from the factories? I mean, I've seen where all the Fusion Strike Gengars and stuff like that, those were stolen. Um, at the end of the day, though, the problem with that, um, and even with Phantasmal Flames, we knew about the English Charizard before the Japanese one got revealed. So clearly, people are stealing stuff. Um, at the end of the day, Pokemon does what Pokemon wants to do. You know, like with this whole Phantasmal Flame situation, they they've not said anything. They've not explained the reason for the delays. They've not done any of that, as far as I'm aware. Um, they just, they really need to come out and say, this is what we're doing. Like, products delayed because we're buying more distributing facilities, or we've been reprinting what they're reprinting. You know, like there just needs to be more transparency, like what they do with Japanese, like Japanese Pokemon. They say we're reprinting these sets. This is where they're going. Like, why can't USA Pokemon do that? You know. But if you're talking about the Moltres UPCs, those were apparently from Mexico and Europe and stuff like that. So they technically weren't stolen. Yeah, I'm not. I know, like with Fusion Strike, when all those cards got stolen, apparently Pokemon repossessed them and got them back. And there's claims, not that I've seen from Pokemon, but there are claims that they threw them back in. So there's not a shortage of Gengars or Mews or anything like that. I don't agree with that. I think there's no way they threw those back in. I think they, I think they got incinerated. So I do think there is less of like Fusion Strike or anything like that. So if cards do get stolen, I don't think they are. I think there's less of those certain cards available. But again, there's no. At the end of the day, there's no proof. You just have to go based off what Pokemon tells you, which is not very much. Um, Roxy Blood, what do you guys think about next week? Um, so obviously, I'm going to do a video. I'm not going to do a video tonight, or not tonight. There'll be no video for Sunday. I'm just going to take the day off. We'll wait and see. Monday, who knows? Somebody might say something. We may get more of the set reveal. So obviously, sometime next week, I'll make a video going over the set for Mega Dream, Ascended Heroes. Um, but like Friday, Saturday next week, what do you guys think? Do you think we should do one Saturday? Think we should do one Friday? Do one both days? Don't care. I think most people don't. The main one is Friday. What do you guys think about Friday? Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys let me know, because when I have my next kid, I'm probably not going to be able to do Fridays and Saturdays. So um, we're gonna have to really pick a day. And if you want to come to the lives, like that's just gonna be the day that we have to do it. And, there'll obviously be times like, so if Saturday is the main one, then that's what we'll do. But obviously, I'll try to do Friday still when I can. It's just going to be harder with a newborn, two other kids, my son, stuff like that. So Pokemon's never, yeah, Rob. Pokemon's never going to admit to anything, in my opinion. In my opinion, but they were, yeah, yeah. Well, anyways, Pokemon's never. They don't have to admit to. They don't have to admit to anything, and nobody makes them do. Nobody holds them like any sort of accountability towards. You need to be more transparent or anything like that. Like they're gonna do what they want to do. At the end of the day, I get what you're saying though. I completely understand what you're saying. I'm just like, that's just my thoughts on it. Is even though I don't personally agree with what Pokemon does, who's going to tell them what to do? Nobody. And people are still going to support them, still buy their products, still talk about them, still watch, all that stuff. So it's just one of those things. Um, yeah, and then with the time slots, that work good for me and don't clash. I don't care about clashing. Like, um, the only thing is CTR normally is lives on Fridays and Saturdays. So I really can't do lives until later on in the day, anyways, or at night. Um, but I don't want any potential for like a raid or anything with the size of my channel, what it is, and especially with my setup right now. So um, I kind of try to watch what he's doing. But other than that, I don't give a shit if people are live or not. If people want to come watch my live, great. If they don't, and I just am sitting here for 15, 20 minutes and nobody comes in, then I'll just turn off the live and do it a different day. But we in the community tab in the post, we had a vote and people voted for Saturdays. But I Saturdays, I don't know. They don't seem like, I did a live last Friday and we had like 15 people in. So, and then the next Saturday or the next day, that Saturday, there was, like eight or something like that. So I may have to do another vote, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, you just let me know, Blood. Um, you just let me know, Blood, if the only thing is I know a lot of people are going to be busy on Fridays. So, you know, I'll probably end up honestly going live. And if people come in, great. If they don't, I'll just cut it. Yeah, David, unfortunately, I can only do lives like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night on Fridays and Saturdays. It's just, I'm about to have a kid, another kid. So I'll have a 13-year old, a 4-year old, a 2-year old, and a newborn. I try to do lives on Fridays and Saturdays each week. Obviously, that's going to be extremely hard to do. So I'm trying to figure out what people want that I can do and be consistent with, because I do really enjoy doing the lives. Yeah, yeah, Rob. I try to be flexible, um, and I know it sucks, but like I gotta help my wife. My wife works on the weekends, so I gotta help her with the kids. Even on Monday through Fridays, I gotta help her with the kids, get them to bed, spend time with her. So 10:30, 11 o'clock is like the best that I can do. Unfortunately, it's 3 p.m. for you. Where in the world do you live? Oh, my name's Brandon. Yeah, the only problem is Sundays. Sundays are hard too because my wife works from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. So I have the little ones with me, and they're running around the house creating chaos and destruction, and screaming their head off. So I don't think that that's the best atmosphere to do a live. Like this is when everyone's asleep. You know, so again, I could be wrong with that, but that's what I think about that. Yeah, I'm just trying to be I'm just trying to be a good dad. So I you know tell people when I can do it. And that's when I do it. So and who knows? Maybe one day it'll change. Yeah, I don't know what would be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If David's still in here, I'm sure he'll tell us. So you guys got any questions? What do you think about Phantasmal Flames? What do you think about Ascended Heroes? Are you excited for Ascended Heroes? Japan, nice. That's where to live. Apparently, a lot of people love Japan. There's a lot of, I've noticed there's a lot of Pokemon content creators that they go to Japan and they say how amazing it is, and people are well behaved and polite. So I'm a little afraid to go to Japan if I'm honest, but I would love to go because I love Japanese food. So they're honestly the IRs for me. I don't know, but honestly, to answer the question, I like both of them. I think the set that's the best is only because of the Seismitoad, and that's Black Bolt. If I think about the SIRs, I like the Zekrom and the Reshiram. The Zekrom is probably my favorite out of those two, but if I pulled either of those, I'd be ecstatic. Um, I like White Flare better SIR wise because it has the Hydreigon. Um, I love that card. Where Black Bolt has a Kirim, which in my opinion isn't as great. And then you have the Genesect, which I'm a fan of Genesect. Uh, but then you have the Keldeo. So and then the IRs, like I said, I think they're pretty dead even. I think they did the sets really well, honestly. Besides that Seismitoad, so to me, I look at them both as equal. As the collecting, investing, I think Black Bolt is going to perform better, more than likely, because I think the Zekrom looks better, and you have the Seismitoad. Own a coffee shop in Japan. Yeah, like I said, I've heard great things about it. I've heard it's people have said it's way better than America. Honestly, I just I'm one of those weird people. I've been to Brazil. I've been in in the Amazon and gone to villages and stuff like that, but that was years and years ago. So, but Japan seems cool. Like I said, it's just I don't speak languages, and you never know what could happen. But people love it. Apparently, it's a great place to live and visit, all that stuff. Yeah, Rob, as far as the like, I've even thought about doing lives in in my vehicle while I'm driving because I spend like 5 hours a day driving. But unfortunately, like there's like noise cancellation and a bunch of shit like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, Fridays and Saturdays are when I try to do it. It's just other than that, I'm busy. I'm busy with my kids, so I try to do what I can. But I appreciate your um, suggestion, advice. I really do. So you don't like living there, David? So what are you living there for then? Yeah, like you said, for me personally, with white flare, black ball, that I feel like they're even. I really do. I really truly do. I think that black ball and white flare is very um, underestimated, and I think that in a couple years people are gonna look back at it and be like, man, that set was awesome. Where right now people are like that set is like nobody really cares about it. I think it's one of those like sneaky plays you could do right now, but it's hard to find right now too. Yeah, like I said, if I could, I would just do lives. Honestly, I enjoy the lives so much better. I don't have to worry about views or what to say or editing. I just come on here. People want to talk, great. People don't. I enjoy it a lot better. So I will definitely always do lives, regardless. I may one day stop uploading to my channel, but I'll still do lives. David, have you always lived in Japan? Yeah, the turkey went to sleep with the is it four other chickens that are over there. Like I'm a simple dude, man. I got turkeys and chickens. Like I'll tell you what, if you're from the U.S., what made you move to Japan? If you don't mind me asking, um, turkeys are they're very social creatures and um, they're very sweet. So when I go out there to let them out, she comes up to me now because now she lays eggs. So she'll come up to me and she'll look at me, and then if I put my hand down to her, she'll lay down. She just wants to be pet. So they're great. But yeah, turkeys and cigars. Yeah, she wasn't though when we first got her. Not when we first got her, but once she got big enough, my kids would go and pick up the rest of the chickens, and she was protective over them, so she'd go after my kids. And but now that she lays eggs, she's like out of her teenage phase, and she comes up and she just wants to be pet. Yeah, I think Black Bolt, White Flare, like I said, I think they're really good sets. I think they're going to do very well. I think that people are overlooking them right now, which is great. It'll be interesting to see what Pokemon does with them. I definitely think that Pokemon is doing reprints for sure. Um, but like, who knows? Are they just going to print like a shit ton of Prismatic and Destin? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what they're going to do. I can't wait to see what they decide to do. But I hope that they print a ton of ETBs for Black Bolt and White Flare because I will buy as many of those as I possibly can, which is not a lot, but I think it's a good set. Yeah, yeah, David. Unfortunately, that's really that's everywhere. I used to live in Florida, and people come to Florida and say how great it is, and you know, but you're paying more for your houses and stuff like that. So good deals for Pokemon, even tax free. Yeah, yeah, it would be cool to go to Japan. And I was actually watching. I can't remember what his name was. Um, can't remember who it was. He was a British guy. He has he what is it? I think he like did Ace or something like that. But he did a Japan video. He bought a bunch of shit. It'd be cool to just go and look and pick up some cards or booster boxes. Definitely different than being in America for sure. And like I said, I really like Japanese food, like hibachi and stuff like that. So sushi, all that stuff, be right up my alley. Cool Trader Ryan has cats and vapes. You have turkeys and fat cigars. Yeah, yeah. I wish I could smoke inside, but my wife would kill me. And I don't want my house smelling like cigars, even though they are different than cigarettes. So, but yeah, my turkey's awesome. I love my turkey. I got cats. I got a pit bull. I got, you see, you always wanted a llama? Llama or alpaca? I'll tell you what though, Roxy, they're mean. It is my father, the judge. I can't remember. I think it's like they call it a what is it? Grand Robusto. And then the cigar I was smoking before that was a My Father Blue, which is their newest cigar, which it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. Llamas and alpacas. I've had both of them before. I lived in Maine, and they're just mean. They'll kick you. They'll spit on you. The only cool thing you can do is grab their necks and poke their noses because they don't have cartilage in their nose. So you just can jam your finger in as far as you want, and it doesn't do anything to them. I assume you guys are laughing about jamming fingers and noses of llamas. Those are, yeah, I mean, and honestly, I'll tell you what, I would not be surprised if Pokemon at some point, and I'm not saying this anytime soon, but I wouldn't be surprised at some point if Pokemon doesn't extend their print windows. So instead of 2 years, they go like 2.5 years or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Um, we'll really just have to see. But if I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, we haven't gotten booster box reprints in a year, and yeah, like that's true. You're seeing some in vending machines. The nearest vending machine to me is 2.5 hours away, so I'm not as lucky as some of you guys are, which is great. Um, but this would be like the first time they don't ever do like a reprint for booster boxes. I find it very unlikely. So uh, I expect sooner than later we're going to see MSRP for a bunch of stuff. The only thing is going to be Destin Rivals. People are going to fight Destin Rivals the whole way down. But I could still, there's going to be opportunities to get it um, at MSRP. Yeah, I David, I'm very much looking forward to you guys leaking the sets to or the cards to Poke Beach. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what's truly in this set because a ton of people are like, "Oh, this set's going to be amazing. It's going to be crazy," and it easily could be. But until we see everything, I'm going to hold my breath. But I am very excited to see what Mega Dream EX, I think is what it's called over there. What is inside of it? No, don't apologize, Rob. I appreciate it. I'd rather have people asking questions or saying things than I me sitting here and saying, "Oh, does anyone have any questions?" So yeah, I know they did not print the trick or treat trades. Honestly, though, and I know it probably would have been a good thing to do it because it's a way for kids to get packs, but I just don't I don't know how well they do. And right now, like if Pokemon's reprinting a bunch of shit, they may have just said like, these don't sell well. Um, they sit in Walmarts and Targets and stuff. So like, let's not even waste our time. You know? Yeah. No, I don't think we're gonna get reprints for Paldea Evolved or anything. I know that we're getting reprints for Paldean Fates because of the Great Tusk boxes, but I don't expect to see ETBs, booster bundles. I really think we're looking at like Twilight Masquerade onward is what we should get. Whether we get that or not, who knows? I just don't know. I don't know if they're behind though. I don't know. I don't. I personally don't think that Pokemon's behind. I don't. I think they're acting like they're behind. No, Shroud of Fable's not getting any reprints. That's for sure. Yeah, yeah, Rob. That's crazy that you could have gotten a booster box from Pokemon Center. Those things sold out super freaking quick, like insanely quick. But again, when Destin Rivals was first coming out, nobody cared for it. Like it was just one of those normal, like. And then of course you get the YouTubers and the hype beast and all that stuff, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I love Destin Rivals." When that Mewtwo was revealed, people shitted on that Mewtwo like crazy. And now look at it, everyone's like, "Oh, it's the best card ever." I don't know, David, what file sets are. I'm not familiar. Like, I really don't collect Japanese or anything like that, so I'm not really sure what file sets are. But yeah, like we are getting right now a ton of collection boxes where we need to get reprints. Like how Japanese does it is um, what U.S. Pokemon needs to be doing right now. Well, Blood, did you not see the Nostalgianomics video he did a while ago about how the Pokemon Center ETV for Shroud of Fable may be very desirable, you know, very far down the line because they're not going to reprint it and it's already rare. Yeah, David, I saw a video of, I believe it was in Japan at a Pokemon Center, and some dude bought like all of I can't remember, it was like a new set or something like that. It might have been like Gym Pack 3 or something like that, or maybe not, but they bought everything the Pokemon Center had, and then they went outside of the Pokemon Center and were selling it to people, and people were buying it. So it's just unfortunately it's everywhere. Yeah. Yep. Rob, that's exactly right. And I think long term, Destined Rivals will do extremely well. Um, because it is Team Rocket. And Team Rocket, we've only had like 3 sets, so I think it's going to do extremely well. I just don't think it's a $400 booster box right now. Yeah, I can't remember if it. I guess it might have been China because I think they said it was some gym pack. So, but yeah, people are doing it everywhere. It doesn't matter. It's just like was the I think it was the Pikachu, right? Was the Pikachu in Japan for the McDonald's? But people buying all those Happy Meals and just throwing them out, like not even eating them. Like it's fucking crazy. Was it as bad? Oh, you were in the US at that point? Okay, I was gonna say, was it as bad as what they were portraying it to be? Because you know how it's always different when you live there, you know. So it may not have actually been that bad. Sorry if you can hear that train, by the way. Yeah. And now what there's tens of thousands of that card graded in PSA 10 and they're like a couple $100. And some idiot paid 21 grand for a Beckett Black Label. Yeah, I remember I think they were saying like it was supposed to last what 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, something like that, and it only lasted one day before all the McDonald's were sold out. It's crazy. People have lost their fucking minds the last year, year and a half. And according to Rudy Alpha Investments, if you guys watch him, we're going back up. We're not going to keep going down. So I guess buy what you can buy if you want to. He said February is going to pick back up. So I'm sure that will be what happens, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. It's everything is impossible to get right now unless you have money. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I My prediction for the 30th anniversary is there's two different ways they can go about it. The first one is they do something along the lines of the 20th and 25th, which was okay. Like I don't think anyone really thinks that the 20th or 25th were amazing sets. Of course, now they think that that's the case, or they could go nuts and go back to your Neo Destinies and your XY, your Sun and Moon, um, your Sword and Shield, like, and just do like a recreations of like Neo Destiny Lugia or Gold Stars. We'll have to wait and see. we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, when it first comes out, people are going to go crazy for it. But if history has shown us anything, is that dies off very quickly. We go into Gen 10, and then people don't care for it. The first couple sets suck, and then towards the end of it is when people start loving it again. But it could all be different this time. I doubt it, but we'll see. Yeah, honestly, blood. That's the best thing that you can do right now. Is because I know you were a filthy scalper not too long ago, but all you can do is pick up what you can afford to pick up, or keep going through the trash. Honestly, it's probably the best thing you can do is keep going through the trash, and then we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what happens. Just like I said, for me, it's hard. And if you haven't checked out Rudy's video he just posted, go check it out. But he's right. Like, I have a price memory, which is backed up by years of being in the hobby. Could it change? Yes, but I find it very hard to believe that this is the first time that things are going to be different this time. But they easily could, where you're new, so you don't really have any sort of price memory. You just know everything's fucking expensive. And so if things do get cheap, you'll be like, "Oh, this is awesome," you know? So, I hope that makes sense what I was saying. But definitely go check out Rudy's video. It's Alpha Investments. I'm sure you probably know who he is. Nostalgianomics is a fanboy of him. Yeah. Yeah, Rob, um, I think they've been reprinting. I think that they've been reprinting, in my opinion. But we'll know when they tell us. And if we keep seeing collection boxes, then I guess we're fucked. It's pretty much until Gen 10. Yeah. No, Roxy, every price memory does suck. Like, yeah, everything is super expensive, and that's where like, obviously I struggle with that because I'm like, yeah, it's expensive right now, but I know it's going to go down. Um, so but I'm going to wait until I'm proved wrong. And if I'm proved wrong, then okay, like, I will accept it. And you guys know that have been in the lives, like, I am okay missing out on sets because if Destin Rivals never gets down to, if I never get an opportunity to get it at MSRP from the Pokemon Center or from anybody else, that's okay, because there is going to be other sets that come out that are going to be Destin Rivals or just as good or better. So that's okay, you know? And I'm collecting each set that comes out, whether I like it, don't like it. Rob, I saw that you mentioned that, because if I don't like it, at least I have it. If it blows up, great. If it doesn't, I'll trade it into something else. So maybe later on down the line, I'll trade it into a Destin Rivals booster box. Yeah, I got my Paldea and Fates ETB. I got it at Walmart. The whole bottom shelf was full of ETBs. They were $30, and I sold it for 120. So yeah, like it is a completely different ballgame. 100%. And that's the biggest thing is, if when this calms down, prices go down, don't get comfortable. Just keep buying, So that way when it does blow up, you're like, yeah, I paid 30 bucks for it. Yeah, literally it was the whole shelves, like the whole shelf, the bottom shelf, and booster boxes were, or not booster boxes, ETBs, Paldean Fate ETBs were falling off because there was that many of them. And they were 30 bucks because they could not get rid of them. And here's the thing that people don't tell, like a bunch of the new people, is the Bubble Mew, when Paldean Face first came out, the Bubble Mew was like a $40 card. It was not the chase card. It was the Charizard. That was the chase card. When Paldea evolved, everyone hated Paldea evolved when it came out. And they hated Paldea evolved until what, last year when they decided that they liked it. But the Magikarp was like a $20 card. Like it was just a normal IR. Nobody gave a shit. So you win some, you lose some. That's why I tell people, just do what you like, enjoy what you like. Eventually, if you try to play the game of, oh, what's everybody gonna like and stuff like that, like you'll eventually get lucky. Yeah. Did so you just got into Pokemon once you could make money off of it? Because I guess GameStop though, they weren't. Did they have Pokemon that whole time? I can't remember. I just normally went to like Walmarts and Targets when I lived in Florida. That's what I thought. Yeah, I remember Evolutions ETBs at Walmart sitting on the shelves. I picked them up, but I ripped them all. And everyone hated Evolutions. Like Pokemon printed the shit out of Evolutions. Now look at it. It's a what is Evolutions? $1,200 ETB, something like that. Let me see what it's going for. Yeah, Pokemon's always had like it's time to shine, but now it's definitely in the spotlight. Yeah, exactly. Just like what Rocky's saying, blood. Nobody wanted this stuff until it was too late, and then it all shot up to the moon. That's why for me, it doesn't make sense. And I could be wrong. You know, that's why I will never tell people um, not to buy or to buy. I will just tell you what I'm doing, and you have to make that decision for yourself. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what Pokemon's about. It's not. It's not supposed to be making millions of dollars. Yeah, I need to see you. I need to see your zombie cards. You need to post something somewhere and let me know so I can find it. Yeah, Rob, I definitely think that crypto has played a huge part into it because I guess you can transfer your assets or not your assets, but transfer your gains tax free by going from crypto to Pokemon. I'm not really sure. I have nothing in crypto. I don't understand crypto. So I don't get that, but apparently it's just an easier way. So that's a bunch of people are dumping, I guess, their gains into Pokemon. But I'll tell you what, One Piece is going to be the next place that people go. That's why I don't think that we're looking at much longer with this crazy market because One Piece. I was watching a video. Um, I can't remember. I think it's like King of Cards or something like that. It was on YouTube, but this dude was selling all of his baseball, NASCAR, like all his sports cards, PSA, Beckett's, to go into One Piece. And now you hear a bunch of Pokemon YouTubers, content creators saying that they're looking into One Piece. Yeah, yeah. One Piece is that's gonna we're gonna be people are gonna forget about Pokemon. Pokemon's gonna crash and burn. It's gonna be One Piece. And it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. And then watch a bunch of content creators go start going into One Piece because they're just gonna chase the hype train. I'll still be here. I ain't got enough money to go into One Piece, and like I got just enough to go into something that's stable, which I think Pokemon is. So, and for anyone who doesn't know, this I do this for my kids. So everything I get, besides booster bundles or stuff like that, but the PC TVs, the booster boxes, it's all for my kids for holding on to it for them. So yeah, yeah, One Piece is nuts. One Piece is absolutely nuts right now. Some dude was talking about he bought some box of One Piece, some blue something from One Piece. He bought two of them for like 2.3K, I think each. And now the cheapest listing, like a week later, is 5K. So, but that might be a play. I don't know much about the One Piece. I don't, but I do know that some of the cards look really cool. I've never watched the show. I've never seen um, anything to do with it. I didn't even watch it on Netflix. So, but I don't need to. Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard. Like I'm picking up. It'll be my last buys for the rest of the year. I'm picking up two first chapter Lurkana boxes. I'm gonna hold on to them for like 20, 30 years. Maybe it'll be the next Pokemon, base set. Or if not, if it goes to shit, if Lurkana goes to shit, then I'll open the damn things. You know. But I'm getting a good deal on them. They were going for like 300. I don't know what they're going for now. Let me see how much they're going for. But I'm getting them for 200. So right now it's a good deal. Yeah, he said the guy I'm getting them from. He said their first print run. I'll have to check that out. But people are selling theirs for 650. So I don't think that's too bad of a deal. Of course, I have to make sure of that. Yeah, Lorcana was like, yeah, because people love getting into stuff when they first because everybody missed out on Pokemon. Um, but I figured two of them at a reasonable price. What's the worst that could happen? And if, like I said, they go to shit, my kids love Disney, so we'll just rip open the packs. You know, I don't know, but I would say I would much rather go to One Piece than Disney Lorcana. But at that, like I said, right now it's too late. It's too late for that. What do you mean, David? For Lorcana, One Piece is they're like I think they're called like not Maga, uh, Manga rares or something. And then Lorcana, the highest you can get is Enchanted, which is supposedly so much harder. I've like not opened any Lorcana, but it's Enchanted. They look cool. They're like I don't know, like a illustration rare, but super shiny. Like I said, it'd be great when I have a computer so we can look at this, right? But Roxy, do you know? Are they first waves or I guess for first print run? I'll tell you what, Godzilla cards. I don't know if you guys have seen those. Look them up. They look fucking awesome. There are some really cool ones. I was watching this guy. He sent a bunch of Inferno X cards, and there's a Godzilla card that he had, and the card itself was $3,000 for that card raw. So, but it looks super cool. If you're a Godzilla fan, you may not be a Godzilla fan, but the I've seen a couple of the Godzilla cards. They look really cool. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can maybe show my iPad. No, yeah, you can't go wrong with Godzilla. That's for sure. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up in the next time. I might make. I don't know. I'll figure it out next time. But yeah, there's some of them that look super cool. You want to go Batman or Spawn card? Is that Marvel? I'm not familiar with the whole like Marvel thing. I know that they have them. They have what is it? Top Chrome Marvel. Then there's apparently something else. There's so much that you can get into. It's so hard right now. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at, like I said, I was looking at a Lorcana, and I think it was. Of course, this was eBay, so people are dumb on eBay. But it says first print run, and then it says M2, which would mean like second. I think is like 650 and just sold. So gotcha. Yeah, there are, but there's so much. There's so much. I can barely keep up with the Pokemon. Like I said, I'll see occasional things, and then like I said, a bunch of people right now are talking about One Piece. So I'm I will not be surprised when I see One Piece start to really blow off, and then you see a lot of Poketubers make like a One Piece channel, and then their Poketube channels kind of die off. So you, David, you say you don't play any of the TCGs. You just so you just collect the Pokemon cards. And yes, there are a ton of them. Yes, yes. One Piece is. I think One Piece is one of those like really rich people games. Yeah, I thought so. I thought first print, and like I said, I don't know. It's an LG. It's not even LGS. It's a dude that used to have distro access, and then distro cut him out. But he says that their first print, like he's had them since Lorcana first came out. So I'll have to wait and see. But he's giving me like $100 off. So if Blood, if you want to learn how to play, I assume you're talking about Pokemon. Just play Pokemon Pocket. I haven't played that, but I've heard that it's a great way to learn the game, learn the mechanics. Um, you get free packs. You can play other people. So that would be my suggestion. Mm. Well, and you live in California too, so I mean, you can go to pre-releases. I think they're like $20. Go to a pre-release, you get a um, if you're talking about Pokemon, you might be talking about One Piece. But if you're talking about Pokemon, just go to a pre-release. And you get like 4 packs, a pre-constructed deck, and then they give you depending on what you place or for completing. Sometimes they'll give you like 3, 4, or 5 packs, all for $20. And a lot of those times, those pre-release cards too, if you don't give a shit about them, they normally sell for a pretty penny because you can't get them until the build and battles come out. Yeah, no, a lot of people like them, and like I said, you get to open the newest set. Like, what is it? A week or two early, so can't go wrong with that. I've I normally can't go to mine because I'm working, um, but I've looked, and let's just say that the places that I can go to, I'm not going to for a pre-release, at least currently. But like I say, most of the time I got my kids. It's a whole situation. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I should probably learn the TCG too, but I'm busy. I'm busy. So, and also too, I've heard Pokemon Go. If you really want a good experience, you have to pay for like what's like $14 a month for a certain amount of packs to open and stuff like that. So it's just like one of those things. Again, I can see people putting a bunch of money into it. I've heard that Pokemon, the TCG Pocket has made them over like $1 billion already, something crazy like that. So there's a lot of stupid money in Pokemon right now. Hey Roxy, don't you have a free member thing from for Henry's channel? Magic is Magic's pretty crazy too. Yeah. There's a new one. There's a new game. I was watching a Twice Big Jake and Robo podcast. They were talking about it's I can't remember what it's called. It's not Raid. It's a new TCG that's coming out that came out. It was did Roxy, did he, because I noticed he didn't do his live or post anything today. Did he do a members video? But anyways, there's a new it was a big game back when people were like teenagers and young adults, computer game. And what is it called? It's not Dungeons and Dragons, it's something else. But apparently the TCGs are like very complicated to play. Like they pretty much went after Magic, and so people are saying that it's probably not going to do very well. I just can't remember what it's called. Yeah, he said he was going to do two, which I don't have a membership to him anyways. But I think he said he was going to do a vlog of him going to some card show, and then he was going to show you guys. Interesting that he didn't do his market close for the week, and he didn't upload anything. But I don't know. Yeah, people take Magic serious. Like honestly, if you ask a bunch of people though, the Magic is considered more of a adults game than Pokemon, because Pokemon's easier to teach younger kids and stuff like that. But that's also why Pokemon does a lot better than Magic, not included the games, the shows, the movies, all that stuff. But yeah, like it seems like a lot of Magic players are pretty much, it's a real man's game. And I personally like what Magic's doing. Like I like their whole Universe Beyond um, series. I know that they have Jaws, and they were doing Metallica, and they're doing Office. My wife's a big fan of The Office, so they have that. They have like a bunch of Dwight Schrute cards that look really cool. But I know like the OG, like the heavy love that people have for Magic, they're not very happy with what's going on. No, it's not Duel Masters. It's a computer game. It was they talked about it on the whatever that podcast is called. I just can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I like Pokemon way better than Magic. Here, I'll find it here in a minute. I just can't remember what the name. It was a. It's. So I want to say it's. I want to say Raid, but I know it's not Raid. I just can't remember what it's called. Blood would probably know. He worked at GameStop. What are computer games that people like spent their life on? A lot of people did. Popular computer games. Was it Diablo? I don't know if it was Diablo. Popular. Something about it, it's a game where people get mad and then they stop playing it. I know that's probably terrible. I just can't remember what it's called. No, not Baldur's Gate. Is it World of Warcraft? I think it might be World of Warcraft. I'll look it up. I don't know. I'll have to find out. We'll have to talk about it next time. It actually probably is not World of Warcraft. Anyways, apparently the game sucks. The new card game sucks. It's a lot like Magic, and it's very hard to do. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just know he didn't post anything today and or yesterday, whatever time it is. So all good. Yeah, if it's a members one, it'd be under members on your on his YouTube page. It would have for members. So Henry posts like every hour. No, he doesn't post every hour. He puts up two. He normally puts up 2 videos a day. Yeah, for sure. I know he says he posts like at midnight because of the Japanese market. I guess people. Well, I guess that makes sense because it's like 3 o'clock at midnight. So that would make sense. Yeah, I can't remember what this game is called, but yeah. All right, ladies and gents, I think I'm gonna call it. We got 3 people left. People are dropping off. I go inside. I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna head off to bed. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming to the live. Hope you had a good time. Be on the lookout for some videos this week. Like I said, there will not be a video today on the channel. Well, I'll make a video about the game when it comes out, or the new set when it comes out, and I'll get my thoughts and opinions, and we'll see what else I talk about this week. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Had a fun time, and I'll see you guys Friday or Saturday for another live. Peace.